Let the letters guide you through the troubles of life. Let the words unravel. Let the words give you light. A letter a day, it keeps the doctor away. A sonnet or soliloquy. A poem or a play. A word can echo, and like a spell can be. A word weaved from kindness can set a poor heart free.
I'm doing a logo course. It's basically spelling out letters with your body. You choose the word. It's meant to be great for you. And Spanish classes. Now they're really useful in lockdown. Not. Dos mesas, por favor. A table for two, please. Dos menus, por favor. Yo soy vegetariana y pero como pescada. Menus for two. I'm a vegetarian, but I eat fish. Which I suppose doesn't make me the greatest vegetarian in the world. But your life's short, isn't it? And I don't think I could live without my fish and chip of a Friday. I mean, I do miss fish and chip Friday. I mean, they're still open and everything, but I just don't feel safe bringing food in the house. Sure, I'm washing the groceries down when I bring them in once a week. So I can't really justify going to the chipper. I mean, I can't disinfect my smoked cod. These lockdown days, with the Spanish classes, the logo, and everything else. Get all out of sync. L O C K D O W N. I'm doing a course on climate change, the impact of it. It's fascinating. So we have these online tutorials with our lecturer Terence. Some days there's all the class. All these faces from everywhere. It's brilliant. All in their own little cocoon, talking about the planet. It's actually pretty profound. And that Terence fella, the lecturer, well, he's easy on the eye, that one. It takes me an hour to get ready for class. Sure, you have to make the effort now, don't you? Last week, I had a revelation in the shower. It's where I'm doing all my best thinking. The water, the lavender oil. You see it on the shelves in Tesco's. Luxury oil or something it's called. Anyway, I'll spare you the details. But I'm there in all my glory. My bathroom looks down onto the backyard. It's very private, so I can open the window really wide. It's one of those awning types, opens from the side, and I can see the whole backyard. It's lovely on a good day. A sun trap. There's my sweet pea growing up the shed. The allium's all proud purple and ready for the bees. And the Crimson King. Now that's a Japanese maple. And he stands tall at the very back. Sure, he's here as long as me. My father planted him over 50 odd years ago. I have a little bench underneath with a lovely little plaque for him and my mum. That tree never ceases to amaze me. The way its leaves change with every season. The way its leaves change, the way my moods change. Anyway, I'm there all lavender soapy sublime. The birds are chattering and pottering about. They don't know I'm watching, and I love that. All busy doing their little bird jobs. Blackbirds listening for the worms. Desi the wood pigeon, now he's here every day. Not short on food, that one. Starlings swooping and swaying. Then in bustles a robin redbreast, chest all puffed and bold as brass. And the other birds just giving space. Step away all. Shh, shh, shh. I'm just going over here to check out those lovely rhododendron bushes. Mad little birds are robins. They fight to the death, those boyers, to protect their territory. Set me to thinking how far are we prepared to go to protect our territory, our home. And I don't mean our home. Dublin, Ireland, Europe. I'm talking about the planet and where we all find ourselves right now. We have to forget all the insular, inward-looking bullshit. All the 5G conspiracies and Bill Gates being the wicked witch of the West coming to suck our very souls dry. We can't just slip back into how it was. We've got to make something good come of this. We've got to question our governments and our so-called leaders and keep a clear, steady head whilst we're doing it. Not get sucked into the endless YouTube programs filled with misinformation all designed to distort and throw you off course. We've got to look around us, take it all in. Look to each other, hold each other up. Community. Hang on to the little bit we have and pass that on to the children. It got me thinking about a programme I watched back in the day. Probably the late 70s. I was 13 and a real daddy's girl. I wasn't that interested, but I could tell it meant something to him, so we watched it together. And I'm so glad we did. It's probably my clearest memory of him. Sure, he died a year later. That blew everything apart. Went off the rails, lost track of myself, you might say. But you know, I think I learnt more watching that series with him than I ever did in school. And it's only now that things are slowing down a little in my life, that I'm back here in this house, the family home. And as the world slows down a little around me, that I finally think those lessons are sinking in. So I'm trying to make the most of these lockdown days. Start a new life in an old home. Make some new memories, I suppose, but not forget the old ones. A big clear out, but carefully. I've decided to keep my mum's collection of elephants, and I've even begun to enjoy my dad's classical records, and I never saw that coming. And that programme we watched back in the day, Cosmos, I bought it from Amazon. I've watched it twice already. And it's finally got me writing my thesis. And it's this quote, these words from Carl Sagan that got me going. Unless we destroy ourselves utterly, the future belongs to those societies that, while not ignoring the reptilian and mammalian parts of our being, enable the characteristically human components of our nature to flourish. To those societies that encourage diversity rather than conformity. To those societies willing to invest resources in a variety of social, political, economic and cultural experiments, and prepared to sacrifice short-term advantage for long-term benefit. To those societies that treat new ideas as delicate, fragile and immensely valuable pathways to the future. Carl Sagan.